Look, I get how you all feel about this bag. At $600, it's a hard pill to swallow. Is it the most functional travel bag? Probably not. Is it the prettiest bag on earth? It comes down to personal taste. But it is a bag you can trust to be using for a very, very long time. So let's check it out. Now this what's in my bag is going to be a little different, as it's just going to be me talking about this bag because it's just a quick look. I haven't had a chance to fully test it yet. So here's the deets. For anyone familiar with the Trakke or Trakke brand, this is basically their Storr bag that's been upsized and updated. And that's all thanks to their collaboration with Carryology, my favorite go-to source for all things bags. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a contributor there. So you can expect when bag experts meet bag experts, that's bag experts squared, which means you can guarantee over level 9,000 knowledge drops going down on this bag. Anyways, I digress with my old school meme references. And yes, this bag is, after conversion, almost $600. And I can already see you guys commenting, no, goodbye. And to you, I say, yeah, I feel your struggles, but I'm not here to convert you from using your $50 Herschel bags to suddenly using this. This is really for those who care about the brands, whether it be Trakke or Carryology. You really have to be the type that appreciates the value of materials, craftsmanship, and just the care that gets put into a product. And honestly, it's mainly for those who don't consider cost as their first filter when shopping online. So if that sounds like you, let's dive in. If not, I totally understand, but I do recommend you stay for the ride because maybe, just maybe, you can send this video to your wife to explain why you can no longer afford college for your kids anymore. So starting off, like the original design of the Trakke Storr bag, this is meant to be the ultimate one bagging companion. And for those who don't know, and just to simplify what one bagging is, it's traveling with one bag. Presumably this one. And so here's what I love about this bag and why you might, maybe, possibly, I'm not sure anymore, consider it yourself. Let's start with the most prominent. The materials. The whole exterior is made of nothing but this salt and pepper wax canvas. Not only does it make it fairly water resistant, it's a really durable material. So durable, they used to use it on sailboats way back when. There's YKK AquaGuard zippers throughout the bag, which means ain't no water getting in. And they use water sealed zippers on the inside because why the heck not? When are these pockets ever going to face water? I don't know, but I do love the just in case factor. Now, while we're in here, all this orange lining is Dyneema. For those who don't know what that is, for one, it's a very expensive material, because two, it's a very, very strong material for its weight class. And of course, if you're into that ASMR goodness, it's like a bag of Miss Vicky chips. It's a tarp-like finish, it's paper thin and wipes down really easily, but it develops these creases like a classic wax canvas would. It's old school meets new school, basically the slogan of this bag. Around back, stainless steel hardware everywhere, which is good and bad. It'll last forever, but then you get this a lot. Nor is it the easiest to adjust and work with really quickly, but it does make it feel like a tank of a bag. And while we're back here though, felt straps. It's not my go-to material of choice, but I will say it's a fairly comfortable one. They're 100% wool, 10mm thick, and a fairly high-end material choice over your standard nylon straps. Although I do imagine myself sweating buckets with these on. But again, a very classic old school material choice that visually tells a story about this bag. The idea here is every piece of hardware and material choice hasn't been skimped on. In combination with the expert craftsmanship at Trakke, know at the very least, you're buying a bag that's worth its value in construction and materials. Next up, pockets. And this bag is about getting to your stuff and getting it quick. There's large quick access pockets on the front. On the side is a dedicated water bottle pocket, but also works well for knickknacks. It's not perfect since the zipper does make it hard for taller items. I definitely would have preferred a zipper on the top to fully utilize the space. A dedicated laptop compartment around back, and even the interior pockets are designed to be stealthy quick. Thanks to the vertical and horizontal orientation of those pockets, if you just unzip it at the top, you've got access to this one. But unzip it on the long edge and well, bam! They've basically considered almost every action of this bag. This next feature has gotten some iffy reviews, but I love them. The 3 handles on the exterior of the bag. These are thick, stiff con straps that allow you, when stored overhead, to grab the bag at any angle without struggling while doing this. Now they do fall a little short. I do agree they could be a little more padded, especially when the bag is fully loaded. They can start to feel like they're digging into your hands. And of course, the big elephant in the lobby, as the saying goes, when held in a briefcase or duffel orientation, bam, you can't set it down without possibly breaking what you have stored in the water bottle pocket. Or if it's an indestructible water bottle, well, it just doesn't allow the bag to sit flat. Now, I have seen Carryology defend their design in saying that it's not the intended use case of the strap. It's not meant to be held solely in a briefcase style, and instead originally intended to more so assist in maneuvering the bag when stored away. But it's an unintended use case that so many bag owners are used to when they see a strap on the side of the bag. So I understand the frustration of the consumer. Now, is it a deal breaker? For me personally, no. Sure, it's an inconvenience, you can't set it down this way, but at the same time, you're getting a convenience by having this quick access bottle pocket. So it's a trade-off you have to decide if it's worth for your carry style. That being said, if you love everything else about the bag but hate that you can't set it down like this, well, just don't fill the quick access pocket, pretend it doesn't exist, and you'll be fine. Or what I do, when you set it down, just flip it around. Voila. Now look, these are solutions to a problem that shouldn't exist. I get it. And if there is a next version, I'd love to see them move the bottle pocket all the way to the bottom and throw a strap on this side, which allows you to sit it flat on the other side. Last reason, and a very subjective one, but I like the look of the bag. I know it's big, it's squarish, and an asymmetrical bag. Each factor alone, that's enough to say it's not the bag for them. But I think for a travel style bag, its design fits its intended purpose. A 35-liter bag will be as big as, well, a 35-liter bag. There's no getting around that. Now for the square look, especially for smaller bodies, can be a little funky, but if they made it any longer instead, it would fit in airplane cabins awkwardly. So by utilizing more width, it'll be able to fit into tighter spots easily, whether laid horizontally or vertically. And although the asymmetry isn't my first preference, it's also not enough for me to ignore what the rest of the bag has to offer, especially since it's got a pretty clean and minimal design, which outweighs the asymmetry for me. Next up, this bag isn't perfect like birds and giraffes are, so here are some things to consider before buying and some improvements I suggest if there is ever a next iteration of this bag. First, although wool is great all around, sustainable, and comfy, it's a heavy sweat inducing material, at least it is for me. It's fine if you're traveling somewhere cooler in the world, you're wearing a jacket, you don't really feel it, but in hotter environments, wool rubbing up on your shoulders with a heavy load just doesn't sound too pleasing. I mean, imagine wearing a wool sweater during the summer. I personally find it's a material that's not designed for all conditions, so to put it on a bag that's meant to travel all around the world with you, it can be a little limiting. Honestly, if you kept the rest of the bag, I 100% would not be disappointed if you swap these for some comfortable, breathable nylon straps, especially when you're dealing with heavy loads. Next up is the position of the straps themselves. Because they are stitched lower on the back and there's no load straps, you will find the bag fighting against you as you carry it. If you do find that happening to you, it's not a deal breaker just yet. You may have to change just how you carry, which are things you should consider for any bag you use. First, I find wearing the bag higher on the back by tightening the shoulder straps does keep the bag from tilting back too much. But second, and most important, packing properly is the key to avoiding most of these issues. Have your items on the bottom and closer to your back instead of the top where it may drag you in weird directions. If all else fails, the chest and hip strap, although sold separately, does help with carrying heavier loads. I do agree at this price point, both of these accessories should be included, and at the very least, the chest strap at least should be included. But it's not. In terms of improvements to the bag, like I said earlier, move the bottle closer to the bottom, add a strap, and then you can set that down. And lastly, just something that would fit this bag really well for its shape and purpose, simply adding D-rings to the top and bottom to allow users to easily convert into an actual duffel or briefcase style carry, especially since the straps on the back store away so nicely. Just some simple ideas, honestly something you could probably add yourself that would solve some previous woes. And that is it. There are only 100 of these made, well, 99 other ones out there, and there are still a few available. So if I have convinced you to splurge a bit, links are down below. And one last perspective on the over $500 price tag. If you are looking for a really nice bag and you look at other $400 to $500 bags in this category, I think generally you'll end up finding a lot of very simple and minimal bags like this one too. But really, it's the brand, what they stand for, and the craftsmanship they pay for. Plus Trakke or Trakke offers free lifetime repair, so this bag will probably outlive you. That's it. Like and subscribe if you want to see more, and leave a comment down below if you'd spend over $500 on a travel bag. I rest my bag.